live in Bristol. My father-in-law, my husband, and my 2 children. It's so funny. My house is like a multi-age group in my house because I have got 74 years old my father-in-law living with me, who's disabled, and he's suffering from lung fibrosis, heart problem, diabetes. So if anything on the menu, he has it. And then I have got my husband, who has got high cholesterol, and he's really nearly edge of the diabetes, but he's still controlling it. And I got 24 years old, my son, he's alive and kicking, he's wants to do everything in this world. So I got a 15 years old daughter. She's grown up, she's just want all the nourishment in the world. I really wanted to explore how can I carry on with a better lifestyle and better food and with a lower budget and good for my children's heart and my heart too, because I'm not getting younger again, I'm not spring chicken anymore. So we need to carry on looking after our heart. I mean, now these days, everybody has got problem with the budget. We have to make sure everything goes under everybody's budget, and we'll get all the nourishment and all the goodness of the food. Asian food, we use ghee, we use butter, we use lots of salt in our food, and especially our sweets contains lots of sugar. That's why we need to more proactive to make sure we have less amount of all these things. BHF sending me a dietitian who helped me to cook Asian food in a healthier way for all my family, and I'm very happy for it. I'm really looking forward to.
Hello, Faiqa.
How are you?
Hello. I'm Sue, I'm from the British Heart Foundation.
Nice to meet you, Sue.
Thank you.
So, Faiqa, what would be useful for us to do today?
I would love to have a healthy food for my family in traditional way. I would love to.
So can I just ask you about what sort of oils you use in cooking, whether it's ghee or vegetable oil or whatever?
At the moment, I'm cooking with my ordinary cooking is with vegetable oil, right? And with the parathas and my dal tadka, I use ghee.
Use ghee, okay.
Ghee, yeah.
The only reason I'm asking about ghee is because people don't often realise, but it's about half saturated fat. And saturated fat is the type of fat that will put cholesterol levels up. So for the whole family, it's quite a good one to swap from the saturated to the unsaturated. But it's all part of the whole picture in terms of fat and salt linking into higher risk of heart disease. Often oils like rapeseed oil are much, much cheaper. And have you any idea how much oil you would use when you're doing it? Do you measure it out, or do you just glug it from the bottle?
To be honest with you, because I learned from my childhood to just put it in. So I just put it, I don't measure. I just pour it in my pot and just say it's okay and then carry it.
Do you have any idea how many calories might be in a tablespoon of oil?
Oh, no, actually.
No. It's about 140 in 1 tablespoon of oil.
Never.
Yeah, so I've got here, which I often use, is a oil measurer. So just that one amount of oil there, about 140 calories. That would be in theory enough for 4 portions.
All right.
So one thing we could try when we're cooking is just measuring out
That's
the oil.
small.
Yeah. So what we might do is have a look and get you to put your normal amount of oil in, and then we'll actually see how many tablespoons you are using and whether it works when you use less.
I would be surprised.
Well, let's have a go. The other thing I was going to ask you about is salt. Do you add salt to your curry and then at table as well?
I put salt in my curry. I put salt in my rice. In any kind of curry, I just put salt in it.
And any idea how much? Do you ever measure that out?
Pouring it.
Just pour it here. Okay. Well, that's something again we can have a look at, because salt is related to blood pressure. Yeah. So for anybody in the household who's watching their blood pressure or trying to avoid high blood pressure, then the amount of salt's quite important. Well, that's what we'll do. We'll take your recipes and we'll have a look, and we'll also take the British Heart Foundation recipes, which are slightly lower in oil and salt, and we'll combine the two, keep the taste and all the traditional cooking methods, and see what we've come up with.
I would love to have this, and I would love to have this healthier food in my house for all my family.
So we've got all the ingredients here to make a healthy chicken curry. We're going to make a chicken jalfrezi with all the peppers, the herbs and spices that you're used to. And we're going to do a okra bindi side dish. Again, with lots of coriander, herbs and spices.
There is one thing missing in this ingredients is a salt.
Yes. We're going to make it without any salt added to it.
Never.
Yep, because we've got so many other lovely flavours. We're going to see what happens with that.
Fantastic. I will love to have this experience in my life. how to cook without the salt.
And also the other difference is we're going to measure out the oil using the measuring spoon that we looked at. So shall we get you to pour the amount of oil you would normally use, and we'll have a look and compare. Okay. So let's have a look and see how many that is. If I take out the 1.5 that we would recommend for the 6 portions.
Okay.
And a half.
All right.
Here we are.
Almost a half. Is this enough for 6 people?
That's enough for 6 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the excess oil there.
Right.
I know it's less oil than you're used to, and if you're worried about the onions or the spices burning, once you've browned, just add a little bit of water to the bottom of the pan to help it unstick.
So that's nice. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to add my okra.
So we got frozen okra there.
Frozen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes in my cooking today.
Wow.
Thank you,
the only
Sue.
reason we've done the frozen okra is because it was a bit cheaper. And it's ready sliced for you.
That's right.
And we wanted you to see what frozen veg
Definitely.
tastes
Because
like.
I don't use frozen, and it's always I'm bringing fresh bindi, and it makes me feel twice. I have to think twice to make bindi.
Yeah.
Make okra because it takes time. It's exactly the same. Yeah.
That looks nice.
If instead of taking 2 sugar, you start decreasing your sugar to 1.5 to 1. So we can adopt this. Instead of putting so much salt and oil in it, we put little less oil.
Little bit different. But for me especially, they are super good.
So
Very healthy. You can sacrifice salt for health.
Dietitian came, Sue, from British Heart Foundation, and she told me about the main ingredients, which is I was thinking is oil, makes my cooking nice and tastier, and she just turned other way around, and she just make it into. She told me that if it's just a less oil makes food exactly the same, exactly the taste nice, but it's good for your heart and good for your cholesterol and good for your body and good for your health, and that's really positive notes I got from Sue.